Hey everybody, my name is Jay, and I'm the head of product for our observability suite here at LaunchDarkly. Today, we're excited to be sharing some features around observability that make it easier than ever to triage and find the root cause specifically related to your releases. With guarded releases, we connect your releases to the downstream observability signals being emitted from your systems. So when we detect a regression, you jump into the relevant sessions, errors, logs, and traces. Let's jump into a real example of this and give you an overview of a full end-to-end debugging session in the observability products.
Okay, so let's say that we were on a guarded release and we got linked to a related session for a user that had their flag rolled back. When we get linked to that session, let's take a look at what that session looks like and how the user might have been experiencing the issue. The top part of our session replay gives us all of the indicators that happened throughout that session in terms of clicks, in terms of interactions, and in terms of new URLs that the user visited. But beyond that, we also show all the flag evaluations, meaning we actually know what flags the user was experiencing. Beyond that, in order to debug what's going on, we have two very important pieces of information to understand and triage what might have went wrong. The first is logs. And logs, we all know what logs are events that we send from our system. And LaunchDarkly, via OpenTelemetry, allows you to ingest these logs and not only attribute them to guarded releases, but use them for debugging and triaging. If I'm looking at some logs here, I can see that there may have been an error related to a new plugin that we instrumented here at LaunchDarkly. To further debug that issue, let's go ahead and click Show in Viewer to look at the related logs that might have gone wrong. Now we're on the log screen, and I'm investigating this exact error. When I'm investigating, not only can I see the message of the log, but I can see other attributes like account ID, environment, and other keys and values. Beyond that, if you wanted to add your own OpenTelemetry attributes like host or operating system, you could do that as well. One really powerful part about the LaunchDarkly platform is that we connect all of our observability resources in a very cohesive fashion, meaning that if I'm on a given log, I can click to a related trace, or I can even look at it in context with other logs on that same operating system or host, for example. Now let's go back to the sessions view and take a look at some of the traces. Traces are obviously very useful for debugging performance issues. So if I want to understand how fast or slow a specific performance operation was, I can understand what went wrong. In this case, it looks like in the session, the user had some issues loading the specific page. So it could have been a performance issue under the hood. I'm going to go ahead to get a deeper view, click into Show in Viewer here to understand all the traces for this specific session. Now I'm on the trace view, and I'm going to click into a specific Get Sessions endpoint that I think might be the culprit. As you can see on the Get Sessions endpoint, I get a full flame graph of all the traces and spans that happen on this given endpoint. It's pretty powerful because I can understand not only that this request was slow, but that a part of this request was causing most of the slowness in aggregate. So as you can see, this is a post request to our middleware, and then it goes through many other operations, one of which is actually a SQL query. Just like logs, on traces, you also can look at related resources related to a trace. So here, for example, I can click into the session, and it'll take me back to that same session we just looked at, but I can also look at related logs as well. All in all, traces and logs, when related to your sessions, are super powerful for debugging guarded releases. Whether it be for understanding errors and info logs throughout your full stack system, or understanding the performance of specific operations, this is super powerful to understand, debug, and triage your underlying software system.
If you're already using guarded releases, debug and triage makes them safer and faster. And if you're not using guarded releases yet, debug and triage is the reason to start, because you shouldn't lose hours to logs when you could be fixing the issue in minutes.